The Neuralink is not necessary to solve digital superintelligence. That'll happen before Neuralink is at scale. But what Neuralink can effectively do is solve the input-output bandwidth constraints. With a Neuralink interface, you can massively increase your output bandwidth and your input bandwidth. Input being write to you have to do write operations to the brain. We have now 5 humans who have received the kind of the read
Incredible.
input, where it's reading signals, and you've got people with ALS who really have no, they're tetraplegics, but they can now communicate at similar bandwidth to a human with a fully functioning body and control their computer and phone, which is pretty cool. In the next 6 to 12 months, we'll be doing our first implants for vision, where even if somebody's completely blind, we can write directly to the visual cortex, and we've had that working in monkeys. One of our monkeys now has had the visual implant for 3 years. At first, it'll be relatively fairly low resolution, but long term, you would have very high resolution and be able to see in multispectral wavelengths. So you could see an infrared, ultraviolet, radar, like a superpower situation. At some point, the cybernetic implants would not simply be correcting things that went wrong, but augmenting human capabilities dramatically. But digital superintelligence will happen well before that.
I guess one of the limiting reagents to all of your efforts across all of these different domains is access to the smartest possible people. Like what's going to happen in, 5, 10 years, and what should the people in this room do to make sure that, they're the ones who are creating instead of maybe below the API line?
Well, they call it the singularity for a reason, because we don't know what's going to happen. In the not that far future, the percentage of intelligence that is human will be quite small. At some point, the collective sum of human intelligence will be less than 1% of all intelligence.
I guess just to end off, where do we go? How do we go from here? I mean, all of this is pretty wild sci-fi stuff that also could be built by the people in this room. Do you have a closing thought for the smartest technical people of this generation right now?
If you're doing something useful, that's great. Just try to be as useful as possible to your fellow human beings, and that then you're doing something good. I keep harping on this, like focus on super truthful AI. That's the most important thing for AI safety. Obviously, if anyone's interested in working at XAI, please let us know. We're aiming to make Grok the maximally truth-seeking AI. Hopefully, we can understand the nature of the universe. That's really, I guess, what AI can hopefully tell us. Maybe AI can maybe tell us, where are the aliens? How did the universe really start? How will it end? What are the questions that we don't know that we should ask? And are we in a simulation? Or what level of simulation are we in?
Well, I think we're going to find out.